So welcome to the American Contractor Show again. My good friend is with us, DeShaun Bryant.
Yes, sir.
Guys, this guy is the man. I was really fortunate because I was wanting someone to come and help us with our sales team here at Modern Roof. And, you know, I've seen a lot of your stuff. A lot of the guys have seen your stuff. They follow it. But it was way better to see it in action.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, and I'm so impressed with what you're doing, how you're doing what you do as far as training goes. It's been unreal, dude.
Thank you, man. Actually, I done trained over 50 companies in the last 2 years, man. But for some reason, this is like, I was super excited about this one because it's John Dye Company. Even though your roofing company new, it's like it don't matter. It's just like you a staple in the industry. So it's like to come and train your company and to get that, like, not that I needed or looking for, but to get that third-party validation of somebody that's well-known in the industry. I know what that do for the brand. I know what that do for Modern Roof, man. So I was super pumped to be here. And this is my second time in Indiana, so I like the Indiana vibe. It's a little bit laid-back, slow pace, but always high success when we come out here, man.
Well, I know when you spoke at the summit, everyone there was just like, dude, DeShaun was my favorite one. Like that one right there, just like hit home with them, with a lot of people. And so it was like a no-brainer. I wanted to see it firsthand and kind of get a feel for what you do. And so for me, I think this was one of the best investments we've made as a business so far.
You, man.
Growing from, literally nothing to now building this company up. I know the value of training because, as I was a trainer for a long time. I spent a lot of time out in the field working with contractors like you do. And I know that could revolutionize a business if it's applied and done the right way.
Agreed.
And so we kind of took a little different approach this week. We had you come out, and I told the team, I was like, there's no managers this week. Everybody in here is working for DeShaun. And I just said, you do your thing, and it's been pretty awesome to watch it unfold.
So it's been a great weekend. Everybody bought in. So when I come out, like Thursday, we always do heavy mindset. Because I always let people know, like, you got to open up the mind before you can train it. Because a lot of people just come and try to train people, but it's a, believe it or not, it's like a invisible barrier upon people. Because like when I come in on Thursdays, I teach this thing called the 3 keys of maturity, right? It's obedient, submissive, and aqueous, right? And once I teach that, guys automatically, like, they check their maturity levels. They're like, whoa, I got to be obedient this week. I got to be submissive this week. And then I got to be aqueous. What aqueous mean? It mean like to reluctantly accept something without protest, which means you got to be open to other people's ideas, even though it's not how you normally would do things. Even if it's not how you naturally would think. So once we open up the mind on Thursday, it makes it so much easier to plant new ideas into the mindset. So.
Well, and you look at our team, like none of our people are professionally trained. When we were seeking people outside of the industry when we were looking for our new hires, I think we got one guy here that has some experience, but most everyone else here is brand new, which was one of the things we wanted to do because we wanted to make sure that they had a great foundation that was not going to be, they're not going to have all those hindrances from bad habits and other things. And so it was kind of a clean slate.
It was. And I actually like training new guys. That's my favorite thing to train is new guys because when you train not old salespeople, but people that got roofing experience, you got to fight their egos. Right. You got to fight what they know because I call them I knowers. I know this, I know that, I know. And I always tell people, I say, if you know everything and and your life not where you want it to be, why are you so caught up on what you know?
Ooh, that's good.
Like, why are you so caught up on that if you're not where you want to be in life? If you're not making the money that you want to make, clearly it's the things that you don't know. That's what stopped me from tapping to that next level. So the beauty about this weekend, right, outside of the one guy that got experience, Justin got experience, everybody else a clean slate. Carson, Chris, Sam, Josie, everybody got a clean slate. So what makes it so easy to train these guys is that the one thing that you did a great job with, they all got good character. Yeah. And I can teach skill set, mindset to people with good character. It's hard to change somebody's character. Because people come how they are, what I mean?
They are who they are.
Yeah, they are who they are.
Well, ultimately, that's a big thing.
Exactly.
And there were a lot of people that have applied to work here.
Bet.
And we really, put them through the ringer when it came to selecting. I mean, it was like a 3 or 4 process interview before they actually even got to there. And I was actually not even a part of that. Because I know that's not my forte. Like I'm not my wife is a discerner and Abner's like an HR guy. Like they know how to do that stuff a lot better than I do. By the time they were hired on, that's when I actually talked to them and congratulated them.
You probably like me. Like I like that guy.
Yeah,
come on, man.
That's exactly what I would do all day long. And I think a lot of business owners would do that too. But we filtered through everything because that was a major thing. Was we wanted to make sure people that came on board were the right people ultimately, and that's a core issue. Like that's something from who they are.
And y'all did a good job. So since everybody got such a clean slate, no roofing experience, like nobody, so they're super open to all the information. So it's like they like sponges. They soaking it all up. They asking a lot of questions.
I could tell.
Which everywhere I train, they always ask a lot of questions because once they see the way I do things, it's like completely different than the way most people do stuff. So it made it a lot easier to train these guys this weekend because it was open to everything. They was coachable. It wasn't any resistance because I deal with that sometimes. I go train some companies and one or two guys just like standoffish, you know what I mean? And it's like by the end of the weekend I get them to fold, but the first day or two is like super heavy. Like
it's almost like an attack on
it
them.
It is. They think I'm coming to like change the way they do stuff, and it's like no. Keep do things the way you do them. I'm just gonna give you a better way to do it and some new skill sets that you can add on top of it.
Right.
But this weekend, man, it was awesome because everybody's so receptive.
So we got to follow you around all weekend.
Yep.
So let's kind of backtrack a little bit, walk us through each day, and we'll try to recap a little bit of what's happened so far.
Yeah. So like I said, Thursday we do mindset. Right. Come in just an hour 15 strictly mindset. Open them up, and then we go straight into the field on Thursday. Why? Because most people like geeked up. They like hyped up. They're like, oh man, I'm ready. So we take that momentum and we put it to work. So we got out there Thursday. I think Thursday we went out there like 2 hours. We got like maybe 2 to 3 inspections, just real quick, like right, little area right down the road. So then we come back in. Oh yeah, so I don't want to skip this. On Thursdays also, I make everybody fill out the evaluation sheets because we do the one-on-ones, right? So we challenge people. We challenge people to self-assess. What most people don't do. Most people think they good. Most people think they phenomenal, all of this stuff. But every guy this weekend and girl this weekend showed up with their sheets like completely filled out.
Nice.
So they really took time to self-assess. So we do the one-on-ones on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So then we come in Friday morning. We do the one-on-ones. Then we do about 2.5 hours of office training. Yeah. Because we give them new skill set, new mindset, and then we go apply it. But a lot of people think I just come out here and just knock doors. It's like, no. We break down skill set. Then we, get it in their mindset, and then we go apply it. So we did that Friday. Today, Saturday. Always wait till Saturday to teach the 4 types of homeowners, 4 types of salespeople because it's heavy information. And I don't want guys overthinking all weekend. So I like do that on Saturday. That way now we coming out. Now they don't knock doors the first 2 days. Now they done got a taste of it again. They see how fun it is, how exciting it is. And now they starting to assess the type of people that we dealing with. You got the Bulldogs, the Owls, Golden Retrievers, the Labs, right? So now they knocking doors with a new level of awareness. So every day the goal when I come out is to raise the level of awareness of the team, right? Because I don't know if you played in sports in high school, right? Yeah. So people love to say this thing like, man, once you learn the sport, it slow down. And I'm like, no, the sport never slow down. It's just your level of awareness go up. Right. So that's the goal when I come out with the team, raise their level of awareness. So now when they knock doors, they got a new level of confidence. Why? Because there's nothing to fear. Right. There's nothing that hit them from the blind side anymore because I done opened up their whole perspective to this thing. And then on Sunday, we take it home again with some more mindset. So it's Thursday mindset, Friday and Saturday skill set, and then Sunday mindset again. Sunday we put the bow on everything.
And it seemed like, from just sitting back watching what was going on, I saw so many like pages and pages of notes from our team, and just their response to you was unreal. And so I'm curious, what do you think the results are going to be for us moving forward? Yeah,
so the biggest results you're going to see, from my personal opinion, typically, we're going to see more discipline, right? What do I mean by that? More of a set schedule for knocking instead of just like doing it when they got time. Like me and Sam was talking, right? And he's just kind of telling me how he's been helping the new guys. And I'm like, okay, how many appointments you running with him? He's like, like 2 or 3. I'm like, okay, what you doing other than that? He's like, well, you're right, I do got more time to knock. You know what I mean? So it's like now they actually seeing that they're not as busy as they think they are. So now they're going to see more discipline as far as knocking. Definitely going to see more transitioning insurance to retail or financing.
Right.
Versus just being heavy on the insurance. But like, hey, you got insurance, but we can transition it.
And that's a big thing because, I mean, most the companies you probably work for are heavy insurance.
90% insurance.
I mean, I'm approaching this from a whole different angle. We're going a straight retail route almost. We're about 70% retail at this point, which is really awesome. But the skill set is universal. So much more than just that, though.
Yeah, it's way more than that. It's the skill set and the principle is applicable to any industry that you're in, and that's one thing I've been learning because I get people that hit me up from solar. I had a guy that hit me up that sell cable. He's like, man, I love your stuff on YouTube, right? So I've worked with about 4 retail companies this year.
Nice.
Which I'm honored, because it's like they chose me over people that sell retail, right? Because they wanted me to come in and just teach the mindset, the skill set, stuff like that. And one thing I've been learning working with these companies is like, people that's like specializing in retail, their business is moving way smoother than the insurance guys.
Well, it's a misconception to think that Indiana is an insurance market.
It's because of the storm.
It's been that way the last couple of years, but if you look historically, we went through like a 6-year drought where we didn't have storms. Like Denver, like right now, Denver is like a non-storm market where historically it's, they get big storms, and they haven't had any. Well, Indiana goes through that same kind of cycle, and we'll probably, we've had the last 2 years, there's been a lot of storms, and so there's a lot more players in the game right now that are, they're high and mighty. They're thinking that they got it figured out, but what happens now that when the storms dry up?
And that's the beauty of this weekend, right? What people don't realize is when I teach people to knock doors, it's not storm-based.
Right.
It's not about, hey, we out here because of the recent storm.
Yep.
We out because of all the crazy storms. No, it's just a very foundational approach to knocking doors, to getting on the roofs. And then once you get on the roof, you can take it to whichever direction you want it to go. It don't got to be insurance. It could be retail. Like on the first day, we got up on the guy's roof. He had no damage. I said, but we can offer you, A or B. He said, can you give me a retail quote? We need to replace the roof anyway. So we getting them set up with a retail quote on like Monday or Tuesday.
Yep.
So it's like when you know how to approach the door with a very general approach and then take it whatever direction you want to, that's the game changer.
It comes down to creating opportunity.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, you can feed guys leads all day long, spend tons of money doing that, and you can do something. But if a salesperson can create their own opportunity,
it's way better.
That's when the sky's the limit for them.
So, for example, in the last 3 days, we did 6 yesterday, we did 4 today, that's 10. We did 3 on the first day. So we created 13 leads.
Yeah.
In a total of about, let's say, 8 hours.
8 hours worth of actual time on the field.
But actual like physical time knocking doors, probably like 8 hours.
Yeah.
And we created 13 new deals, 13 new opportunities.
And that's, to me, that's a win, because not just for the company, but that's a win for them individually. Like if they can develop this skill set, the sky's like it changes your whole thing. Everything about what you're doing.
They
changes.
Look at it different. Like you got new guys like Carson and Chris that's been here maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. When I got here, they was like, man, we don't know how we feel about knocking doors, man. We kind of hesitant about it. Today, I watched both those guys go off by themselves, getting on roofs by themselves, getting people to say yes. Yesterday, the last door they knocked on, they got an inspection. Like, so their confidence is growing, and that's exciting, because once people realize they can generate their own business, they get scary in the industry.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, it's game over there. Mm-hmm. The guys that rely on companies to feed them, those are the guys that actually cripple. Those are the guys that numbers don't, unless you got a company, unless you're a beast, like at closing. You know what I mean? Like you closing like 60%, 70%, that's
which
different.
is unheard of.
It is. It's
in all reality. Like that's a super rare unicorn that
it is.
But for the average salesperson, this is a skill that you have to have.
Regardless. And a lot of people fight it, and I don't get it. Like I don't get it why they fight it. Because all the retail leads I've ever generated from knocking doors, I closed them like on first close.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't shopping me around. They wasn't getting other estimates. They like me. I gave them the estimate. They bought the roof. And I think as a retail guy, that's a big advantage.
I love it, dude. And so I really I appreciate it. Why do you think a contractor would be hesitant to hire you?
Outside of price, I think.
Outside of price.
Yeah, outside of price.
If they're just running a good business, why would they not hire you? Or what, at least in their minds?
They sold on their own ideology. They think they think the way that they do it is the best way of doing it. Or they like, believe it or not, the biggest reason I think most people hesitant to bring me out, they don't lead their guys at the level that they should. So they don't got enough like courage to tell their guys, you're not doing this weekend. This weekend, clear your schedules. This weekend, do this. People always like, well, I got 2 guys that they're gonna be in and out, or these guys So I don't think they got the confidence or the courage to really like lay the law down with their team to get the biggest return that they want from bringing me out. And that's why I tell guys all the time. It's like, well, I got you. And I'm like, are they hitting the numbers that you think they should be hitting? Not really. Well, then they need to be there.
Yep.
Like, what's the hesitation? So I think that's that, man. They think that their way of training is the best way of training. So they kind of like, we don't need that. Our guy's good. But what they fail to realize is like, it's another level that they guys can tap into.
Yep.
And your guys are tired of hearing your voice. They need a new voice. Just being real. Like, they tired of hearing you say the same thing every week, so they need to hear from somebody else. And when I come through, I help them break through barriers that you can't get them through.
I love it, dude. And I think I think what you've done here is, for our company, since we're so early on, you've built this foundation for us. That's going to set the tone. Even if we bring in new people at this point, they're going to get that through osmosis. They're going to see the team and just become part of that culture. It changes the culture.
It does, because now it's the new culture of like knocking doors. What we do. Yeah. Like we run leads. We get retail leads.
Leads are gravy.
But we still go knock on doors.
Yeah, but you still got to get your substantial food, and that's knocking doors, at least creating opportunities.
Creating opportunities, no matter how it come from, where it come from. Just
some people are great networkers. Some people are great like B&I people, or they're going out and they're meeting up with insurance agents. But those are all skill sets. Yep. But being able to knock a door is the same as just being able to do those. It's all part of the skill set. It's got to be in your tool bag as a salesperson if you want to be successful.
Literally yesterday, we pull up in a neighborhood down in Columbus. We get out, knock on the door. The second door that we knock on, lady didn't answer the door, so we're going to the next door. And then she come outside checking our mailbox, and she's like, "Were you the guys that knocked on our door?" It was like, "Yeah." She's like, "We've been looking around for a roofer. We just got around to calling nobody yet." Right? I was like, "Well, you don't need to look no further. Like, we here." Yeah. And we did the inspection. She got damaged. We're going back to meet with her and her husband on Monday because he wasn't home, and she'll make decisions without him. But it's literally people out there that want help that haven't taken any action yet. And if you show up to the door, you can be that initiation to get them started.
Why do you think people are so scared to knock doors?
Outside of confidence, outside of them not being confident enough to do it.
Why is it looked down on in the industry? Because a lot of people look down at knocking doors.
Man, it's an ego thing. Yeah. It's an ego thing. They think they're too good to do it, or they got this misconception that door knocking is viewed as negativity, like people don't like us and all those things. And I tell people, I've been doing this 7 years. I've had way more good interactions than bad interactions. Yeah. I think it's how you view yourself. Like, perspective drives performance, right? So if you view yourself as just a door knocker, that's what you is, just a door knocker. I view myself as a life changer. I'm a difference maker. I improve the value of my community. Like, I make my community a better place. I just do it by knocking doors. That's awesome. But I think once you change how you view what you do, I think they can do it at a higher level. But they're just like, man, we just knock doors. But it's like, nah, man, I'm a life changer. It's like what they call Jehovah's Witness. Yeah, they knock doors with pride. Yeah, like they not, oh man, we just knocking. They go to the door. Hey, let us tell you about Jesus. You know what I mean? It's because they got a bigger purpose behind knocking doors, and that's how I view what I do. I got a bigger purpose. Like, it's to improve the quality of my community, and I just do it by going door to door.
I love it, dude. And I think we owe you a debt of gratitude here. That's huge, because I think what you've done for our team is gonna, we'll see it for the next few years. It's gonna create waves and ripples that our business will never be the same.
And I appreciate you having faith in me and allowing me to come out and pour into your team.
And I know a lot of the coaches. I'm friends with a lot of these guys that do this, but I was really impressed with what you did. Like, from a very straightforward, just transparent. Like, I don't think there's another coach that would come out and do what you did here and take guys out and sell. Because to me, that was what triggered it for me. Was I was like, dude, I know that if DeShaun Bryant comes out here, he's not going to sit there and just coach them, which mindset is important. All the learning is important, but the fact that you actually went out and did it with the team, that to me was a game changer.
And that's the difference maker when I come out, because guys say, man, how many other people coming out here and knocking with us? Yeah. Like, nobody's doing that.
Nobody's doing
that. Let alone teach you in the classroom and then go show you what we just did in the classroom in action.
Yeah. Apply it right then and
there. And have your back when somebody giving you an objection or coaching you right in that moment. Yep. Not like giving you some stuff and you go out there and you mess up on your own, but right you in that moment, I'm like, hey, man, you did a good job, but you could do this better. You could do that better. Yep. Let's try this. Now let's hit this next door. I did that with Carson today and literally hit the next door, landed the inspection.
I love it, dude.
So, when you can get that in-time training, you can't beat it.
Guys, I'm telling you, you need to hire DeShaun. Get him into your business right away. He can really help you in a lot of different ways. It doesn't matter if you're doing retail, if you're doing insurance, whatever it is. This guy right here is kind of the kryptonite, secret weapon thing that we're trying to instill in our team. And I think that the what you do as a person, you're genuine, and I appreciate that so much and everything that you're doing, man. So, huge fan of DeShaun. Guys, check him out. Roof Hustlers.
Yes, sir. And man, appreciate you having me out. It's literally been an honor and a pleasure. And I just want to let people know what y'all building here is different than what I've seen at any roofing company, and I think it's pretty dope.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I ain't never seen that. I wish I could double back 7 years and get started here, because the perks is amazing. You know what I mean? I take that all day.
All right. What's the catchphrase?
Hustle hard, hustle smart, and don't be afraid to boat.
See you guys. interested in your services and what you can do, we have a special link. So if you go to our description here, this video, there's a link tree that you can click on. Get on there and look. There's a special link that goes right to a page that you can fill out a form.
Yep.
That form goes straight to DeShaun, okay? And that gets you guys in touch with him, gets you guys all the information you need, and hopefully something, help you get signed up with them.
Quick little 10, 15-minute call, and we just do a quick assessment to see if it's a good fit, to make sure that my training is what you guys looking for. I know it's what you need, but to see if it's what you're looking for, and we can take it from there. I got a quick questionnaire that I make all companies fill out, and if it all makes sense, we can take some action from there.
And full transparency on this, I'm paying this guy.
Yeah, 100%.
We're paying him. REJUVENATE is paying DeShaun to come out here. I'm doing this because I believe that it's a huge need in our industry, and you do such a great job of filling that need that I want to make sure that everyone knows I completely endorse what DeShaun's doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate that too.